All right, everybody. We are currently live in Dale City. My name is Raven Chris. I am the founder of Selfless Foundation, and we are here for the next episode 5 of Coping with COVID. Today we're with LeKeytha and Jason Greaves. So would you both like to introduce yourselves?
Hello, everyone. My name is LeKeytha. I am the owner of Back to My Roots Clothing, established in 2013. I am a mother of 3 wonderful sons, and I love creating.
Hey everybody, my name is Jason Greaves. I'm the owner of Beard Gang University, which started June 9th of 2017. So I'm coming up on 3 years, and I'm the father of one gorgeous, beautiful daughter, Ronald.
So what got you guys into doing your purpose, your vision, and your business? Like, what is the story project?
Well, I think it was about 2011, 2012. I decided to go natural with my hair. So I was transitioning, and I finally chopped it off. And I said, "Oh, I'm back to my roots." And I said, "I'm gonna make a shirt." And from there, it turned into what it is today.
Dang, that's crazy. You literally said the name of your title just in a thought, and then it manifested to something different. What about you?
For me, I think my story is a little bit different. I actually had bought a shirt off of Facebook. That was somebody's. It was a random shirt about beard. Mm-hmm. And then while I was at ICE one night, someone asked me if it was my shirt. I said no. But then on the way home, I was like, I wonder what it would take to start my own, my own t-shirt company based off of the things I like. And from there, I just researched and then just kept going. And haven't stopped yet.
And it's taken off. Like, you definitely use your products, and they keep taking off my Back to My Roots shirt and hat. I need to go buy his own hat. Every time I look up, he got my hat on. And I'm just like, dang, I need to go ahead and get some mismatch for me. So, what is it like to be an entrepreneur, a Black entrepreneur in Oklahoma City? What does that look like for you guys waking up and just living this
life? For me, it is. It's a mix. If I'm being honest, I kind of feel like a coach, like of a sports team, because I have to be concerned about when to be on the offense, when to be on the defense, what kind of plans am I making, am I spending enough time with my game plan? You kind of get into a coach like mode and have to kind of figure some stuff out, and then depending on what your natural knowledge base is about business helps or not. For me, this is all anti me as far as business. I do not like Facebook. I don't post a lot. Everything naturally, this would seem like the opposite. But this has been one of the biggest blessings, for me, because I actually enjoy doing this. When people are wearing a shirt and I just happen to see it out, it's just like, wow, it's a real surreal moment. But yeah, I just find myself, it's more or less like a coach mode. That's kind of what I see. Because you have to be worried about everything. So it's not just money. And we all want money. Let's be clear.
Right.
About that. But you have to be concerned about your service, how you're talking to people, how people talk to you. Are people just trying to get stuff from you? How to engage in profitable relationships. I mean, you have to, and you have to, and most of this is crash course. If you don't already know, how to do everything. Right. So. I mean, that's kind of been my experience.
What about you?
Well, I think he pretty much covered it.
Right.
I mean, it's not for the faint at heart, I will say. You spend so many hours working on your business that, like, sometimes it takes you from your family, but you have to do it to provide for your family.
Right.
So it's hard, but it's rewarding.
I can imagine. I know from the outside looking in, hearing about both of you guys' business, I'll literally be minding my business out of town or at the fair or something like that, and I'll see someone wearing y'all's brand, or I'll see, Miles selling around. I'm like, dang, so who's the person behind this, And sometimes I think it's easy for people to think that it's easy. Like, oh man, this stuff is everywhere. They're doing this. It got to be easy. And it's like, no, like you said, it's not for the weak. Like, it's not. So, what are some ways that you guys handle the pressure? Because sometimes we're our biggest critics, but then it's like we have to give ourselves some grace. Do y'all do that for yourselves?
Hardly ever for me.
Yeah.
Hardly ever for me, because I'm really, really tough on myself. So I try to make sure that I'm giving my customers the best that I can, even when I'm not feeling my best. Like my nephew was killed. It's been 2 months ago. I had a fashion show the very next week.
Yeah.
Talk about pushing through when you feel like really, really giving up. Yeah, and I mean, sometimes you have to look at the business side of it. Like I have to do the business part and leave my personal feelings out of it right now.
Right.
And it's hard, but it gets done.
What do you think?
I think it's a variety of things. Like you want to please everybody, and you cannot, or you can. You'll be at a loss though, pleasing everybody else. You have to set a standard, and that standard needs to be a solid standard, of business, concerning your business practices. But it's just hard to please everybody, and you have to push. You have to know when to push yourself. You have to know when to let someone else push you a little bit, and it's okay. It's not coming from the place, which that goes to developing the proper relationships. So LeKeytha can say something to me that a lot of people can't say
right
to me, but that's because of the relationship that we built, as peers. So it's kind of a ball. It's kind of a snowball. It's like sometimes it look good on paper, and then it don't even happen that way. Like throughout COVID-19, I just knew I wasn't going to make any money concerning, beer game. I just felt like it's just too much going on for me to be bugging people about buying a shirt. People need a whole, it just seemed like too much. But even without me pushing it, hey, I need one of these. So I've still been in business, and I think that's a blessing. That reminds me, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, and don't take no more. Don't ever think there's a bad time to sell. So it was a bit of a lesson.
What about yourself? Like, how did you feel when COVID-19 was starting to happen, and did you have that same, nervousness and fear?
I did. I said I got my website. I will push this website until I can't push it no more.
Right.
But I also this is inside of a storage building, but they were considered essential. So that allowed me to still be able to stay open. I wasn't announcing, hey, everybody, I'm open, because I wanted people to still be safe.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if I had people that inquired about something, I was able to I did curbside. Like,
so cool.
Like I had people with health issues that wanted to purchase stuff for family members. They would come and I would just bring it right outside to them, because safety is the most important thing.
Yeah. But human interaction to me is also just as important too. And I realized like during this time, it seems like it's forced a lot of businesses and even myself nonprofit to think outside the box. Because I can't do what I want to do nonprofit wise because social distancing and my own health and stuff like that. So it's like, okay, what can we do to think outside the box? And even going to the academy, I started working out doing the whole thing. They called me an ad roller. And they started doing curbside kind of thing where you go up, you let them know you're there, and things like that, and they'll bring it out to you. So where I'm going with that is, what are some things that you guys feel like y'all learned something different business wise since, pandemic?
If you want to make money, keep creating. Keep creating. Like every day when I come in here, I'm thinking of something else to make. Should I cut this off? Should I tie dye this? Should I bleach this? I mean, I know that people want to see something new. And I was limited on what I could really push out.
Right.
But with the little machine that I have here, I made the best out of it. And still, sales have actually been better since this compared to this time last year.
Right.
So it's been a blessing.
I would agree with what LeKeytha, just said. You have to stay creating. You have, as the owner, you have to know what's next. You have to be ready, because when something like a pandemic happens, well, no one is expecting a pandemic. I mean, I remember reading about a pandemic in my history book in school, but I wasn't thinking that we would be dealing with one, But I already knew what my next major design was going to be. I knew what the next method was going to be. So I knew, well, as soon as if I could weather this, I'll be all right.
Right.
And also different from LeKeytha, I'm also working from home full time. So I didn't really have all the time that maybe some people had, that maybe they were laid off or whatever's happened with that. So I try to be careful not to, I don't want to say too much. I don't want anything to be taken insensitive. Because every household is different. And what I may think is the heaviest thing, it may be the lightest thing to you, or vice versa. So just be careful with my words and allow people to process this situation as much, because it's all different. Even now that we're trying to come out of it, we don't know what this new normal is going to be, and how businesses are going to be affected. I picked up some food Mother's Day for my mom, and this was Charleston's off of Memorial, and walked in there. I was thinking, surely they're not going to be packed. That restaurant was packed. Now all the workers had on masks, but I was just kind of glad to take food out and not be there too long. But we just don't know. It's still so early, and we're still going day by day. I'm praying these confirmed cases will just kind of go down, eventually, and not keep spiking, stuff like that. But just being prepared for the next.
I think I do want to go back to the concept we were talking about with, you said LeKeytha can tell you certain things that other people can't. It's having those select few in your tribe along your journey that are really essentially your accountability partners. And during this journey, for both of you guys, have those people just came to you, or did you actually have to actually go look for them? This is for like new entrepreneurs, people that are still trying to navigate their tribe and things like that. Like, did that just come along your journey, or did you actually pursue these friendships and partnerships?
I'm quick to jump in somebody's inbox.
Shoot your shot, friendship. Yeah.
Well, I mean, like if I see something that can help somebody grow with their business, or if I see something that they shouldn't be doing, I'm bold enough to inbox them and not get on their post and say, "Hey, you shouldn't do that." That's And a lot of people have listened. I mean, and I'm only doing it because I love them and I want to see them prosper. So it's never coming from you need to fix that type of. So a lot of people accept, and I've seen some make the necessary changes, and they're growing. We all got room to grow, but if I know something and Jason doesn't know it, or he knows something that I don't know, we share with each other. That's how we all grow.
That is so true. I know, like Lene, with Sister the Cookie, she's real good for if I have a typo in my post, she'll send it to me like, girl, it's this. I'm like, thank you. But
she did that to me today.
she is on it, and I'm so thankful for it. But you get on Facebook and a lot of like, okay, grammar police and blah blah blah. And it's like sometimes I look at other Black businesses and I feel like we are not as receptive to help as I feel like we should be at times. because we really it takes a village, you know. And I think sometimes I try to figure out what can we do to like I don't want to say hostility, well decrease the hostility, but kind of like lower that wall that we had, that defensive wall within like black business, black business, where we can give each other criticism, say like, hey, I see this, I think probably should do that, you know, without it being taken like offensive. I don't know, does that make sense?
It does. I think we just have to continue and increase the interaction between each business, because if we understand that, even though me and LeKeytha are friends, but we're still peers in terms of business. So if she's been rocking since however long, well, I'm only a few years into this. So anyone that's been in business a long time, they obviously know something more than I do, even if I don't know what specifically that is. So it would be dumb on my part to close myself off from those that are knowledgeable. So it's a whole squad of people who I could name them. I'm not going to name them.
You're gonna forget somebody,
right? I'm gonna leave somebody out, but it's a squad of people that I do look to, that I look up to in some instances, just because they're knowledgeable, and I appreciate that, and I don't want to fail because I just wasn't willing to say, hey, LeKeytha, can I ask you a question? What does this design look like? How does this come out? Even she say, oh, I hate it. That's fine.
Right.
It may not be the one, you
right,
know.
Right.
But at least I know before I just spent the money to get the design done and got shirts printed out. Wondering why they just they just sitting there and you don't know why. So to any entrepreneur, you want to reach out, and you don't even really want to wait, even if you're in your research phase. I researched for like 3 months before I even started, because I didn't want to step on anyone else's toes when I came out. So anytime, any pop-up, any event I'm at, I have zero fear about someone thinking I'm doing what they're doing.
I went head first. Like I cut my hair off. I'm like, t-shirt time.
Right. You was like, you know, let me start off with the big chop.
I never realized it would be as, what word is it? I was like, I didn't realize it would be what it is today.
Oh,
my shirts, like just from cutting
like
my hair.
blow up.
Yeah.
Wow. That is real. I was definitely love the fact that you brought up the research part. I feel like a lot of people don't do that research, and they find themselves doing. You got to do it. It's worth it. Yeah.
Because just think about this. Every city has what we're doing.
Right.
So you go to Dallas. I mean, you go anywhere. You go to any city, it's going to be a whole bunch of people that are doing X amount of things, and you want to know what someone else is doing.
Right. And I feel like that's the same thing with nonprofit. Before I even came up with the name, I was researching for about 3 years before I established my nonprofit, because I was like, I don't want to go out doing the same thing another nonprofit is doing, because then I could just go help with that nonprofit.
Right.
You know,
Right.
It doesn't make sense to me to do the same thing.
Exactly.
You know, and I know a lot of people argue, well, my vision is different. I want to do this. I'm like, well, your vision is the same, but you may want to incorporate something. You can get on that board and incorporate, you know, what you have in mind. You don't got to like the whole thing. That's costly. But I did my research before coming up with, to make sure that I'm providing a need that's necessary, you know, for a specific place. But I think something that I see a lot is the lack of research, and the fact that people expect handouts. You know, like, oh, where can I go to do my nonprofit stuff? And to me, I'm not even gonna lie, it's frustrating, because it's like, y'all have to love your vision enough to read something. At least read something, do some of the work. You can't expect me to give you all this knowledge, because then it's not gonna stand. Because you're already showing out the gate. You're not trying to read nothing, you ain't trying to find them out. So do y'all have to do that?
Well, one, no one's gonna give you all the information anyways. Two, if they do, you got to pay for it.
Yeah.
Now, there's nothing wrong with that. Someone who's been in the game 20 years, they want to shoot you a few $100s and they want to give you everything. That's a smart move in my opinion. Because they've already, that person before you has already made all this stuff.
20 years.
And so you're able to get close with someone and grow from that. I mean, that's a great option. It just doesn't. We need to quit within our culture. We need to be careful to just not to continue to be trifling in how we deal with one another. With t-shirt companies, designs, it can get real. It can get real close sometimes. Like I know for a fact, I've thrown away 3 designs just because I felt like it was too close to what someone else was doing.
Right.
Technically, could I have done it? Yes, but I'm not rolling like
That's
that.
not you.
I'm not
That's
trying to
real.
toe no line. I want when I launch, I'm out there,
That's you.
and they need to know. No, this is me,
Yeah.
and I came up with this. It doesn't need to be any question. So. I guess what I'm so the integrity and character, who you are, is going to show up when you start a business.
Yeah.
It is going to. So if you trifling, those trifling habits don't go away because now you want to start a business.
Now you found the LLC.
Now you just trifling with an LLC.
Exactly.
And that's going to start coming out. So it's okay to take your time, and so I would encourage anyone, but please research, please see what's going around in your area, who those other people are. If it's making t-shirts, if it's a nonprofit, selling shakes, I mean, whatever it is, don't go get on the same block and it's another place doing that same thing.
Yeah.
There's just some simple things you can just avoid, but if you're in a rush and you don't take your time, you'll miss it, or you may miss it.
What you thinking?
I'm just listening.
Oh.
Jason, mom.
He hit a lot of good points. Integrity is everything, and this may just be my own opinion. I feel like OPMC is big, but it's not that big, and the Black businesses and the Black community is just not that big. So it's like if you doing something that's trifling, it's gonna get around. So at this point, you might as well just stay as ethical as possible.
And also, if you know somebody, if you have a design so similar to somebody else's, and you know this person has this design, or anything, even with, I know the bread owl has all these different types of bread, but come on.
I'm a stick to Winco. Winco is cheap. I like that. But no, that's real because to me it shows the lack of creativity. And it shows the motive.
Someone actually told me once that they just remix people's stuff. And we work hard to make this. You just remix it? No, that's not cool.
Just playing. Selfless hand just give
it. And to some degree, it's hard to come up with something that is just 100% original.
Yeah.
But there's still a line though. That doesn't mean that it's okay.
Yeah. Because I've been inspired by like the light. See, it was like a Martin Luther King, Malcolm X type shirt. Seemed like
yeah.
But I did Oklahoma people.
Yeah.
So I did.
There's a way to twist it to where that integrity is still held.
Yeah.
Strong.
And
I'm not gonna come up with a Bearded Hands Foundation.
Right.
Like that it's clearly a mock of that. Right. Now I could just contact you and say, hey, how can I help?
Right.
How can I volunteer? I mean, there's ways to support. See, when you maintain your character, you're actually, I'm in a position I can buy from anybody I work next to.
Right.
So back to my roots, Curvy Kitten, bold statement. I mean, all of them. I could buy it, and it's fine. But if you don't maintain that character, then you'll end up with stuff that look just like the people you working with, and that causes problems. I mean, eventually.
Yeah.
I mean, directly and indirectly, that's problematic.
Right.
I think, and for the culture, it's real problem because we're extremely too creative. To have to copy someone.
Yeah. I've even seen recently on Facebook. It was someone non-Black, and she got in and she was like, "Hey, would someone like to be a part of my unofficial focus group?" And basically, I have some different designs I want to, test out, and I just want to see if there's people who like criticize. And I was sitting there thinking, like, within our community, I don't think the trust is there for us to do something like that because we feel like, man, I want to ask, but I don't want the person to run off of my ideas. And I even
Well, that's why you get your select circle of people. I have there's a group of ladies that we have a messenger group. We call ourselves B.G.U. We bounce ideas off of each other all the time because I might think this flyer is legit, and she'll come in and say, "Scoot that over to the right sometimes."
Right.
I mean,
yeah,
and I like this design. No, you should probably make it lighter. You should make it pink. You should make it bigger or smaller. Yeah. So, I mean, having a group of people that you can share that type of stuff with is essential. It is.
I think even for me, what I thought was beneficial was having people that don't live here that's in the nonprofit game just to get different perspectives and stuff. So I have a mentor, he lives in Houston. Yeah, his, the Shape Center. And we don't talk as often as we should, but he's one of the best people like I could just go to because at first I went into the game thinking, oh man, I want to have a community. And then I went out there and volunteered during the Hurricane Harvey. And oh man, I was like, no, I can't imagine, I don't want to. That's a lot. And that's not my calling.
But you were able to see hands on what was involved with it.
Yeah, and being honest with yourself, like, okay, that is not my calling, that is not my vision, like,
and think about how many people you may have potentially hurt had you just went on with that idea and started and stopped, because that sometimes that is an issue.
Yeah,
so the people that need whatever the help is or that want whatever shirt because you just started and stopped.
Yeah.
Now they're at a loss a little bit. Maybe have to go find another resource.
Right. That happens a lot in Oklahoma City. I hear that actually being a huge factor that a lot of people bring up when I talk to them about, the Black collective, the idea that it's a lack of consistency. People start these ventures and their motives show, their integrity lacks, and it dies off. So, what is something that you actively do to remain consistent with some ways?
As far as social media, posting, I make sure I post. I got my alarm set to post twice a day. I don't post twice a day.
But the thought that counts.
But I try to. But just making sure that you're visible. And not only just with my t-shirts, because it's more than a shirt. But get out there and do something besides just trying to sell. I with the graduations being canceled for so many kids, I'm from Spencer. And something just kept telling me, what can you do for these babies? Like at least a handful of them. Yeah. I can't afford to do what I really want to do. Yeah. But I ended up getting a couple of other Spencer people together. We did them a photo shoot. Some of them probably didn't even get graduation pictures. Mm-hmm. So they had the opportunity to get pictures, and I mean, it made my heart feel good because we were helping somebody, and it's not just about selling a shirt.
Yeah. You can create a memory, because years when they have kids, they're like, yeah, this is my graduation picture. Because the pandemic, like you said, in my lifetime, I guess will Ebola count as one?
Did we shut down for Ebola? We didn't shut down,
but I mean, it's still.
And I was in, I think, either middle school or high school when that happened. So it's like I didn't feel the effects of that because I wasn't graduating or anything around that time. I don't know. I feel like it didn't have that much exposure as COVID. Like this is the longest I've ever seen.
But also, there's more social media, so we will see more stuff of everything, not even just of COVID, but with the guns and
police brutality,
sexual stuff. Everything is so intensified because of social media.
I'm like, even for myself, I remember I had a board meeting last week. And I about just cried. I was like, my whole year of events I got canceled. Like I've never seen this before. what do you do? When is it over? You think it's over, but then some states gonna extend it to July. And it's like when you've never seen anything like this, how do you move? How do you move forward? You know, like, and then we talk about the new normal, and it's like, well, when are we going to experience that new normal? Is that going to be next year? Are we currently doing it right now, or is it next week after the stimulus check? Like, what is it? And it's scary. Like, this time is scary, and I wanted to talk to businesses about it because I know other people are probably having the same conversation. And we haven't even dove into mental health yet. So, how are y'all's mental health
I would say mine is good. It's good. I'm probably 50-60% introvert anyway, so I'm fine with being at home most of the time. It's only when you tell me I can't go outside where my little rebellious spirit likes to rise up real strong and stuff.
Like,
but
let me show you I can go outside.
Once I tame that rebellion, though, it's but mental health has been fine. I've made sure to talk, to my friends and stuff like that about anything that may be, on my mind and stuff like that. So I haven't had any issues in terms of mental health throughout. And I'm grateful because I know that's not the case. I know there's plenty of people that was ready to lose their mind from being inside.
I'm over it.
I have 3 sons.
Y'all gonna ask about y'all
Ding,
kids
ding,
how
ding,
they
there
been doing.
it is.
Yeah. How you been sitting at home with your 3 sons?
It has been very interesting.
Yeah.
But I still come here every day, so it's like I'm still going to work, and they're not going to school. Well, now they're not going to school, but it's challenging, especially with them all being there at the same time every single day. Like my youngest, he usually goes out to my mom's, but he has some friends over where we live now, so he wants to be home all the time. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I mean, they mine, so of course it's okay. But it's like, whoo, go lay down for 5 minutes.
Yeah. Man, so how has it been with baby girl?
Oh my God.
How's she handling it?
I'll tell you what. There will be a new respect for teachers.
Talk about it.
Listen, I don't know how teachers teach. I know I don't have that gift. I could get through some lessons, but that job is not for me. But it's been adjusting. It's been an adjustment, for both of us. And not necessarily hard. It's just been an adjustment. It's just been so different.
It's not normal. You say, go to school now, do your work. Don't ask me any questions.
Man, and she doesn't care about what I ask. She's 5. She's not caring about everything like Daddy's caring about everything.
Her ready to go play.
She is just ready to play all day long. But it's gonna take a while. And you have to learn. I have to learn how to talk to myself a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Because I can't say everything to her. She's not an adult. She's not an adult, so I can't expose her to adult, comments all day long.
Right.
And expect her to be okay.
Yeah.
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 I'm just, just say it in my head and not let it come out my mouth.
Yeah.
Or go outside, take a nice brisk walk to the mailbox.
Yeah.
Whichever way you got to get your piece. You got to get it. You got to get it.
Knock out a couple push-ups, something.
No, I ain't doing no push-ups. I push up powdered donuts.
Man.
Stuff like that.
It's funny because what's up?
I have a customer.
Oh yeah, we have a customer. How you doing? I'm fine. Don't be awkward. We on live, girl. Don't ask y'all.
What's up, Q?
Hi. Man. But no, that's definitely real. I don't lost my train of thought for a second.
You said don't throw stuff
I was
away,
gonna ask
so.
about because I know we both are working full time,
Mhm.
you know, and then having to do our business slash nonprofit from home a lot differently than being out social
Yeah.
and things like that. And then for you having to, you know, also battle parenthood as well during it. So how do you feel like, do you think after this is over, you're gonna have a new like method to your madness after doing this kind of thing? Do you think you found a cheat code on how to navigate it that you didn't know before this pandemic?
No, I don't know of any cheat codes. Like I feel like I've just been fighting to keep my head above the water. Um, on my creative side, I'm grateful to have still been working. That's a blessing that everyone that did not get to experience,
Right.
and maybe still not able to experience. So I don't want to, be on any type of high horse.
Yeah.
But it is different about being home all day. Sometimes going to work and then coming home, I'm ready to get to the business stuff and my creatives and try to come up with a design stuff. But being home all day is kind of the reverse.
Yeah.
When I get off work, I'm ready to not look at my laptop a little bit. Like, I'm like, oh, I'm out. I'm clocked out. Shut it, and I'm ready to step away for a few hours and stuff like that. So I have to be careful to not do that too often.
Yeah.
Do it when it's necessary, but really stay creative, stay thinking about the next thing, and having that ready to go.
Right. I think I can agree with that because I've had to find different ways to try to serve the community.
Yeah.
And it's been hard. I'm like, okay, so what can I do from home, that doesn't require human interaction, like physically, these conversations, and I realize that is something that we just don't have is these honest conversations without the front.
Yeah.
We don't have it together all the time. It's hard doing all these things. And I think something that I realized too is I think when this whole pandemic happened, everybody was on this is the time to grind. But for me, it was the time for me to sit down and work on the administrative thing.
Right.
Like, I didn't realize a lot of my administrative stuff, I needed to focus on that before I focused on the physical.
Right.
Like getting that in order. So is that kind of the same thing for you? Like, what has your grind looked like? 'Cause you got Rock Nation Brunch Twitter telling you everything that you need to be doing. Then you got somebody saying you need to write that book and things like that. What does your grind look like?
I think for me, my grind is just me trying to keep my peace and hold my peace. It's not so much that find a new hustle. If I'm being honest, I wish there was 36 hours in one day, and then I could knock out everything every day that I could, and I'd be great. But that's not what it is. It's 24 hours, and 8 of them I'm at work. I mean, parenting is a 24-hour job. There ain't no breaking that. So we all have to deal with our own weight. Like the things that are in our lives, we have to deal with that stuff. So my grind is just maintaining my peace so much. It's not finding a new hustle. Now, I don't necessarily think anything is wrong with that. I think if we're telling someone that if you didn't find a new hustle, that something's wrong with them or this life ain't for you, I think that's a bit overboard. I don't think that's true.
But some people need that break, that mental break, because you've been going.
I've been imperfect all of my life. There will be things I will still miss tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I try not to get hung up on just that perspective of it. But it's nothing wrong with the hustle. I think, if you were one of those people that maybe were laid off or had to be laid off, and then you just had all this time and you didn't have that time before, that's a great time to find online stuff. And, I can very much see that if that's the scenario. But my only issue with that is that that's not everybody's scenario.
Right.
So no, I don't even have time for another hustle.
Yeah.
I don't have the time. I wouldn't make it.
Yeah. I love that, protecting your peace, trying to maintain that, because that can be deeper than any hustle that anybody tries to do.
If my peace is messed up, that's on me. I mean, no disrespect, but it ain't on the white man.
Right.
It ain't on your haters, whoever those
it ain't them.
imaginary people are.
Yeah.
It ain't I'm just saying, your piece is up to you. So it's on you to protect that to cover that and to not allow anyone too close if you're not sure they're able to, help protect or they're appreciative of peace in the same way you are. That's all fun. That all falls on you. So yeah, for me, that's what it looks like.
I think goals can be different for everybody. Like my grind was using this time to be financially free. Capitalize off this. Okay, I'm sitting down, not spending much money on gas.
Thank the
Not
Lord.
eating out crazy. I'm actually saving money, cooking everything.
Good job.
Yeah.
You did a great job. I failed that. FYI.
Man,
Shout out to Ice Event Center.
man, they be making it too easy for me. I'm like, no, y'all ain't gonna get me with these wings today and the pizza. So, like, I think that has been my goal, trying to figure out, okay, what can I get out of this? What skill can I learn? I bought all of the Adobe products, because they had a little thing going on. I would teach myself how to do, video editing.
Yeah.
Harvard, University of Mississippi, they're offering free courses. I'm taking personal finance lessons,
Yeah.
just to learn something.
And Lene just posted something.
Mhm.
I don't know what school it was, but they were offering some business related courses.
Or like nonprofit.
And I'm like, oh, I'm signing up for that.
Yeah.
Because
Free.
it's a good and nothing better free.
Oh man, free education.
Free and hands on are great ways to learn.
At your pace, and it's definitely, I think this is a good time for people to really tap into their purpose, what's for them. Get off of social media, stop worrying about what everybody else is doing, because their journey isn't your journey, what their passion is isn't yours, and the second you try to adopt somebody else's passion, it's gonna go downhill.
It just isn't the same.
Yeah.
It just isn't the same. It doesn't feel the same. It doesn't carry the same.
Right.
Yeah.
I definitely appreciate you guys talking to me. I know we're approaching an hour. I don't want to take too much of your guys' time, but is there anything, you all would like to say to anybody watching, encouragement, business information, anything like that?
I would just say to people, if you're out there and you're really struggling in terms of your mental health, reach out, to someone. Call some of these nonprofits. Call, your doctor. Check with if you're employed. Check to see what benefits you have towards that service and meet. Because even though I know, some of them are able to physically meet now, but most of them been doing telemeetings of some sort and that kind of thing. Reach out. I mean, it's important. I know within our culture, it has not been a priority. It's just now becoming more of a priority. But reach out. Like don't sit and suffer in silence. If you have a network of people that you really hold close to your heart, reach out to them. Maybe they can refer you to someone.
I say, take a break. You are worth it. You're very important to somebody. So take care of yourself before you do anything else.
Awesome. Well, that concludes episode 5. I will be dropping their information at the bottom so you guys can purchase their products and learn more about the business and support. Thank you guys for tuning in. We truly appreciate it. We're grateful for you guys' support, and we will see you next Saturday.